Alright, so my allergies are kicking my fucking ass right now. And I got bored as fuck, and I was like, you know what, what's something fun I could do real quick? Just for the sake of doing it. I was like, kinda wanna record, but I have nothing to record. I don't wanna record an hour-long game or something like that. And I was thinking, I really like that old Markiplier video. I'll pull it up real quick. I really like that old Markiplier video where he goes on to YouTube on a new account to see what people see. So he did this multiple times. He did this 3 years ago, 6 years ago, and then he did it again 5 years ago. These are good videos. They're very good. And I was thinking about them recently, and I thought, why don't I do something similar, But what's like modern? What's like a modern way to do this? You know what I mean? What would be the best way? Because everybody knows what happens if you go to YouTube and go to incognito and you open a tab. This isn't this isn't new, you know what I mean? This is exactly like it's not hard to guess where it brings you. We know how the algorithm works at this point. And I was thinking, what's something that you can't normally do on YouTube that, what's something you don't normally see or something that people don't normally try to look for? And then I found it, and then I figured it out. So we're gonna do a quick new private, and I'm gonna pull this up over here, and we're gonna do a fresh YouTube, and we're gonna see how fast we can find porn because of how big of an issue it's been recently. And I'm actually going to quickly... Okay, wait, they don't have the little thing over here? Okay, well, speedrun for AI immediately. Usually it shows shorts. I'm not completely sure why it's not now. Alright. Okay, so I guess we don't have that cheat. Shorts has a big sex bot problem, I'm sure you know. I could scroll quickly through my actual shorts, and I could come across a bot within, I would say, 10 minutes. I would say that's on, like, an unlucky circumstance. I would say give me, like, 5 minutes, and I could probably find it. Where did they remove short? Okay, we're good. So let's see how fast I can find a porn bot real quick. This is just a side thing, and then I'll get into the actual meat and potatoes and substance of what I'm trying to actually do. Actually, wait, this one might be a bot. Oh, yep, there we go. Holy shit, that was quick, dude. What the fuck? Alright. So, we found one. It was pretty quick. It was pretty fast. So, let's get off normal YouTube and let's go here. And let's look up something that is like keywords, right? I think I found it. I don't think I need to go very far. Wait. I didn't have to go very far, but what is this one? Does this actually have videos on it? Is this active? This is active. What do you mean with my? What do you mean with my brother? What? Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean? Holy shit. Alright, man. This shit was a... This shit... This shit is... This shit is, like... everywhere. What the fuck? Alright. Let's see if I can find... Oh my god, bro. It is so easy to find. What the fuck? What is even happening here? I can't even tell. I can't tell what I'm looking at, I'm gonna be honest. You have no idea. Dude, what? This shit is way too easy to find. What the fuck? Why? Dude, that's fucking insane. I wasn't expecting to find it that fucking quick. That is so fucking crazy. And they... No way. Is this actually anything? Because if they're recommending me, this... Does this even have... This do... Bro, this doesn't even have any tags. It's just the date. And it's recommending me it. So it knows. So the algorithm is well. So it knows. So it knows. Bro, what the fuck? Oh my god. I'm gonna have to edit so much of this. I don't know if I can I don't know if I can put that audio in. I don't know if I can put that audio in. Oh my god. Dude, what the fuck? What do I do now? What do I do? What do I do? Interesting. What happens if I refresh? Am I just gonna get more? Like, is it gonna keep... Yep. Oh, wow, I can really just see that one. Alright. How much of this am I gonna have to... Oh my god, that's... Bro. Dog, some of this shit is fucking crazy, I'm not gonna lie. God will show you this when you're close, brother. I'm close right now, man. I'm close. I'm old enough to do this, by the way. I just want to point that out. If I do end up, what? Shotos? What? No, bro. No. Alright, no, I think I'm done. I think that's it. I think we're done. I think we're done. I think. Oh, what the fuck, dude? Oh, I didn't think it was such a problem. Sorry, there's a salmonella crosswords video. I didn't think it was such a... I didn't realize how bad it actually was. Oh my god. Dude, what the fuck? Oh. I don't know if anybody knows this, but you can just go like this, and you can just go here, and you could just look up boobs, and check this out. Look at all that, dude. It's crazy, but you can just look it up. And I know that a lot of YouTube porn exists for the sole purpose of people that can't access, like, actual, like, surface web, like, Pornhub and stuff like that. I understand that. And I don't want to use this video to start getting into that whole thing, because that doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like the right like, I don't feel like this is the right video to do that. This isn't a very serious video. It was more just for fun and to point out a huge glaring problem on YouTube. But, I am well aware of the multiple situations and circumstances where somebody might have to seek it out, more surface web through Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that, but I still just don't think, like... I feel like if you can view it on YouTube, there's plenty of circumstances where you can just get a VPN. And I understand that a lot of them are kind of pricey. I've used free VPNs before, and I feel like a lot of YouTubers don't really mention this, or a lot of people in general don't really mention this, but those can be pretty shit, and they can also be pretty pricey. I feel like there's a lot of circumstance where people kind of don't pay attention to that, if you're seeking out porn on the surface web like this and not using the sites that are made for it, and you're going through YouTube and social media and stuff like that, one, I would recommend you go to Blue Sky or Twitter and not YouTube, because YouTube has all the censored stuff, and I guess, some people, the audio is good enough, I understand. But I would recommend going through different channels and different public social medias rather than YouTube. But if that is your only option, I understand. I do. And just a quick note, I myself suffer from hypersexuality, and I don't want to turn this into like a PSA or like a fucking like dare don't do drugs kind of thing. But I have learned to control it, and there are definitely some circumstances where I would say that I still suffer from it. It is much like depression and anxiety, where it is not something you can really get rid of. It is unfortunately, it is a plague. It is definitely a plague, and a lot of the conversation and a lot of the topic recently in recent years being porn is bad is partially true. I would say that trying to turn all sexual content and explicit content into something evil is just, it's the opposite side, right? I still don't agree with it. I think there is plenty of situation where explicit material is fine, and I think that a lot of people honestly benefit from it. I mean, every generation had nudie mags and had fucking some variation of explicit smut content, whether it was books or magazines or now videos and pictures and stuff like that. So I think to say that all of it is bad isn't true, but it is ignorant to say that there isn't a sort of pandemic with sexual content and with social media and the internet and how easily accessible it is. A lot of kids fall down a very bad path, and a lot of men and women end up becoming very addicted to it and end up falling into hypersexuality, and it can be very life-ruining. It can really alter your life. It really, really can. It from a personal standpoint, from my perspective and my experiences, it can really mess you up, because it tends to be something that you, like, all you think about a lot of the time. You can go through an entire day and you can't really get through a day without thinking of something sexual or explicit in nature. It is extremely difficult, and oftentimes you have intrusive thoughts that are sexual that you can't really control or get rid of. And all of that just to say that I think it's healthy that you are self-aware and you challenge some of your thoughts. And if you have a problem, I recommend that you really look into it. It is an extremely embarrassing thing to bring up to a professional or to a friend or anything like that, but I highly recommend that you look into it and talk to somebody who knows what they're doing and is a professional in the field, because you can work on it, you can learn to control it, and it is genuinely life-changing if you're able to do that. I myself have always had a very good mental fortitude, and I've been able to do a lot of self-change and a lot of self-betterment on my own, because I am knowledgeable and I am a big psychology nerd, and I enjoy trying to be a better person for myself and for the people around me. But I know that a lot of people suffer and they do not have themselves to rely on, and oftentimes can't just, snap their fingers and change. So I greatly recommend that if you do struggle from something like hypersexuality or any form of porn addiction, that you seek help, and at the very least be self-aware enough to recognize that it isn't healthy. It is a form of pleasure chasing, the same as people who are sometimes, I can't say the same for everybody, right? I don't want to speak for everybody, but a lot of times that is what gets people addicted to drugs, gets people addicted to alcohol, gets people addicted to anything, right? Is the pleasure center of your brain is being pleasured, or is receiving dopamine to some effect, and it is something that your brain wants to chase, and so you start becoming reliant on it. And I think that it's a bit less talked about on YouTube. I feel like a lot of people in general on social media these days tend to not see things as nuanced and gray, and tend to just see something as bad or good, and that's just not how it is. Hypersexuality sucks, but that doesn't mean that porn is bad as a whole. And that's without getting into the whole patriarchy and bad systems in place, and the abuse of women in the porn industry and all of that. That is something that is a completely different argument and is obviously bad, and no matter how you spin it, nobody should be being abused or extorted or blackmailed or sex trafficked or any of that. that shit is bad, and if you don't agree with that, then you are just as bad and you are part of that problem. But that does not mean that all explicit material is bad in and of itself and that it should stop existing. It's those specific issues that should be addressed and fixed and dealt with. And we should live in a society where that shit isn't normalized and etc. But I don't want to make this too long. This is already almost 20 minutes, and a lot of this is just me yapping, which I will most likely, if I do upload this, I will most likely section this part off with the little chapter feature. That way the main focus of the video isn't on this. I tend to have a lot of thoughts and a lot of ideas, just how my mind works, and so I can't really stop myself from wanting to talk. This is stuff I'm interested in. This is part of philosophy and psychology, and it's something that I enjoy talking about and enjoy sharing my thoughts on. But I don't want to bore you. I don't want to turn this into some kind of philosophical, I don't want to turn this into a philosophy debate. I don't want to turn this into like a philosophical video or anything like that. This was made for fun, out of boredom, and I hope you came out of it with something. I appreciate you watching if you did, if I do upload this at least. Unless you're a friend I sent this to personally, then it's a low bar to say thank you for watching, but thank you. And push for the betterment of everybody is the best way I could leave this off. Is understand the people around you, be empathetic, be open-minded, and remember that we're all on the same rock. Whether you believe in reincarnation or heaven or whatever, I would say that live your life like this is your only, even if it's not. Even if you believe that there's something else, you should always live your life like you won't get another shot. Love the people around you and don't live your life in hate and believing things are black and white. Enjoy the diversity of life, enjoy the absurdness of the life that we live in, the world that we live in. And just do your best, you know? Be the person you want to be. That's the way I can put it. Alright, I think I'm done. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Sayonara. Bye-bye. Well, actually I shouldn't say sayonara. That, I believe, means a last goodbye, like you don't plan to see that person again. But I do plan to upload again if I do upload this, so bye-bye. Ciao. Take care.